choose who you marry carefully. That's the first way to evangelize your child. The first step to getting your children, giving them a chance to be born again, is to choose who you marry wisely. I can give you 1,000,001 scriptures. 1,000,001 scriptures. Okay, let's start from Genesis 24, from verse 1. And I want you to see how important it is. You know, it was so important that Abraham made his servant swear. He didn't just say, oh, take my, he told him to swear and would see. It says, now Abraham was old and well advanced in age, and the Lord had blessed Abraham in all things. So Abraham was prosperous, which also meant that Isaac was enjoying the benefits of that prosperity. And that's where most of us are. The Lord has blessed us. So our children are in the best schools, they're in the best, they're doing everything, they're enjoying life. Some of the privileges we didn't even have, they have today. But see what he said, verse 2. He says, so Abraham said to the oldest servant of his house, who ruled over all that he had, he said, please put your hand under my thigh, and I will make you swear by the Lord, the God of heaven and the God of the earth, that you will not take a wife for my son from the daughters of the Canaanites among whom I dwell. Verse 4. But you shall go to my country and to my family and take a wife for my son Isaac. And the servant said to him, perhaps the woman will not be willing to follow me to this land. Must I take your son back to the land from which he came? He said, but Abraham said to him, beware that you do not take my son back there. 7. The Lord God of heaven, who took me from my father's house and from the land of my family, and who spoke to me and swore to me, saying, to your descendants I will give this land. He said, he will send his angel before you, and you shall take a wife for my son from there. Verse 8. And it says, and if the woman is not willing to follow you, then you will be released from this oath. That's how serious it was. That he says, swear. I'm not even going to leave it to chance that you just obey me. He says, swear that you will not. If it was not such an important thing who Isaac should marry. Remember, Isaac was the child of promise. So it was important that whoever he joined himself with also was a part of the covenant. So you will go and carry an unbeliever and join your body. You have already cut the chance of your children ever encountering Christ by 50%. Because you want to serve God, daddy does not want to serve God. You want to serve God, mommy is not interested. And the funny thing about children is that they learn more from what they see than what they hear. So they are watching you more than they are listening to you. In fact, if you have really young children, sometimes you wonder if they hear. Because you'll be calling them, they'll be looking at you like this, and they will just log out as if you don't exist. But everything you do, they will come to children's church and say it. And you'll be wondering, I didn't know. I used to be in children's church, so I know. The children I used to teach were between the ages of 3 to 5. Every Sunday was gist. That's why my daddy not carry my mommy, not give my mommy power to go to my mommy like this bar. My mommy not give my daddy bar. We now call the parents. Your children say you are fighting at home. No, don't mind them. We're just praying in tongues. I say, how do you bar and bar in tongues? So whether you like it or not, your children are watching. So it's not really what you are saying. You say pray, but you are not praying. They are watching you. You say go to church. You are not going to church. They are watching you. So the choices that you make affect your children. If you marry somebody who does not believe in God, your children will likely. When you want to get married, I think one of the questions you should ask yourself is, do I want to reproduce after this kind? That's what you need to ask yourself. It will give you clarity. Because if you plant mango tree will bring out mango fruit. If you plant banana, it will bring out banana. It's only human beings that want to plant unbeliever and bring out believer. Only human beings. Because we are magicians. There's a natural order of things, except God divinely helps you. Somebody is praying and invites God into the situation. But if not, if you marry a drunkard, you have a 90% chance of producing a drunkard. If you marry a womanizer, that's why I tell men, you don't understand what you are doing. You are sowing seeds. Adultery is a spirit that does not leave families. So you are giving your son. If you don't win that battle, your son is most likely going to fight that battle again. Read the Bible now. David was not the only one that fought giants. David's descendants fought giants as well. But because David won, they won too. So you're already creating problems for your children if you marry the wrong person. He doesn't believe in the things of God. He doesn't believe in church. Church is in the heart. This your heart where wicked like this. The church where there is a high won't be.